Welcome back to MVM. Today I've got a brand new game on the table. This is USC Reach from Arvis Games. This game puts you in command of a spaceship heading out to a distant planet. Along the way, you're going to have a number of crew that you have to manage and train up to become officers. You're going to have a ship that could possibly be damaged and in need of repair. And you're going to have missions that you need to complete on the way to this planet. And all of that is in service of trying to complete your Reach location card, which is a card that's handed out to you at the beginning of the game that's going to give you some specific objectives that you have to work through over the course of the 3 rounds. There are, like I said, 3 rounds in this game, but each round is broken up into 3 turns. During each turn, you're going to be encountering a brand new sector of space, and you're going to be encountering brand new missions. Of course, those encounters and those missions could come with disasters that happen to your ship that you'll have to worry about, and then you're going to be sending your crew, like I said, on these missions that are going to give you certain rewards and abilities. Everyone is going to have a shipboard right here that serves as both the player screen that's going to sit up in front of you, and the board itself, which is where you're going to place your crewmates over the course of the game. Now, this is kind of a deck building or deck management game, as you are going to be increasing the strengths and abilities of your crewmates over the course of the game. Every crew is going to work in one of the 4 sectors of your board. You have the engine chamber, research center, crew quarters, and command bridge. These 4 sectors are all color-coded with the colors of the cards and color-coded to the requirements of these missions. These missions are going to require you to have a certain number of strength in each of these crew compartments. Every board is a little bit different in that you're going to have a few starter symbols on some of those locations, giving you some built-in strength, meaning that you're a little bit stronger in that area, a little bit better equipped to carry out missions that require that color. Now you're going to be having a hand of cards, and you'll see that every one of these cards is actually double-sided. You can place a character card in the color that matches in order to get its better bonus, or you can flip it over to this generic worker side and cross-train them in a different department. Doing this is going to serve 3 purposes. First of all, you can place them in departments that do not match their color. If you don't have a red card in your hand, you can just use a couple generic workers to still get the strength in the command bridge. You can also assign them to the defense center on their worker side, which is the generic white side. This is going to prevent incoming damage that you might accrue over the course of the round. Thirdly, placing them in other departments allows you to cross-train them. You can actually promote these people into specialists by having them work in other departments that are not their own. Now, the last way you can actually play a card is face down. And this is if you're going to be repairing damage. Over the course of the game, you might get some of these warning tiles which are damaged to specific departments. When you take that damage, you're going to place it on there, and it takes a face down card played in order to remove that damage. However, that face down crew is not working towards that command bridge. They're not giving any strength there, but they are preventing you from taking a negative penalty to your strength. So, how does this all work in the game? First of all, you're going to be revealing a new space tile every turn of the game. I've already revealed the first space tile here. It's going to show you a few things. For one, it's going to show you which sector of your ship is considered for initiative that round. Whoever has the highest power, in this case in the command bridge, is going to get to go first for completing missions, which could be very powerful position if there's a lot of missions that everyone is kind of working towards. You're going to resolve your player order by placing your ships out in the order of your command strength in this case. Also, it may tell you to take a certain amount of damage. Every one of these tiles could have potential damage. You'll never take damage on the first tile of a round. So on the first turn it says here, ignore damage, ignore damage. It's good to have that little reminder because that way you'll know not to actually put damage on that tile. So everyone is going to have a hand of 5 cards, and like I said, these represent the different types of crew members you could have in your ship. This is the part where you're actually going to place your shield face up, because no one gets to know where you're placing these crew. You're going to place them on the areas that you want to assign them. Either, like I said, they're matching color, or flipping them onto the worker side and placing them on that generic side. Now, anybody that you place is going to stay there for all 3 turns in a round. So you're actually building up your strength. So some of these that have really high strengths, you might be saying, how do you get 6 green if you're only playing cards once? You're actually going to build. So you'll have 3 rounds worth of cards. You'll have potentially 15 cards spread out amongst all of your different locations by the end of that particular round. So once everybody has decided how they're going to place their cards. That's when you'll actually put your shields down and reveal them. And like I said, you have your 4 main areas where you could be assigning crew to add together their points. You can flip them over to give you some benefits where you don't have anybody. You can place them in the defense center. And if they are a junior card, so you see here, this is called a junior operator. I have a junior pilot. Instead of assigning these out to the board, I can assign them to training. I can take them and place them here in the junior academy, and that is going to allow me to replace them with better crew over the course of the game. Now, the main way that you're going to be upgrading your crew is by completing these missions and acquiring experience tokens. These experience tokens can be spent to turn your crew into a better version. And there's a whole deck here, so it's not random. If I replace the green, I'm going to look through the deck and I'm going to take the next level green card and I'm going to replace it out on the board from a junior to a mid or from a mid to a senior. In addition, like I said, when you're assigning these cards out to other places that they don't belong, you can upgrade them to specialists. Specialists are decks that are very strong, and these characters are also double-sided with 2 different colors. So you get more flexibility as you start promoting these specialists. You can draw 2 of those specialist cards, choose 1 to play, and replace that with the specialist. So that's a way to improve your deck over the course of the game. And that's really what you're trying to do, is to get better, to increase your abilities in order to do some of these harder missions. Because once everybody has revealed, you're going to look at that turn order and you're going to see who can claim a mission. Now, for the first round, you've got these small requirements printed on top. That's the requirements for completing it early in the very, very first turn of the round. Later, it's going to require the bottom number. So you need to really prepare for some of these bigger numbers if you want to complete those cards. There are a variety of different missions that are going to do a variety of different things, from giving you abilities to leveling up your crew to ultimately giving you victory points, which is kind of what you're trying to get in this game. Now, once you've gone around the table and everybody has claimed whatever missions they're going to claim and gotten their benefits for those particular missions, this one gives me 2 experience tokens that I could use to level up my characters. You're going to repeat this process. You're going to reveal a new tile. You're going to take whatever damage might be on that tile. You're going to look at whatever command symbol might be at the top, and then you're going to continue playing for the next round. And you're going to be doing this as you place out tiles to kind of fill in the board round after round, moving your pieces from one tile to the next as you proceed, refreshing this mission row, and you'll see that there are 3 decks of mission cards. So when you get on to the next round, so when you finish the first 3 turns, move on to round 2, you're going to start pulling from the round 2 cards as well. Now, like I said, your character cards are all going to stay on there for the 3 turns of the particular round. Once that's done, they're all going to come off. You're going to do your junior academy upgrades, and everything is going to come back into your deck to be shuffled and drawn for the next round. So your deck is not necessarily getting bigger, but your character cards are becoming upgraded. They are adding more strength to these different areas, and you are getting that kind of curve of, by the end of the game, you're going to be having a lot more strength to get through some of those much more difficult 3rd round missions. Now, at the end of that 3rd round, you're going to check and see if you completed your landing procedure. And that's that card I said you get at the very start of the game. You're still going to finish the round. You're still going to claim your mission objectives. You're still going to get all your bonuses for completing those missions. You're still going to upgrade your junior academy, do any upgrades by spending experience, getting your specialists and your better crew cards. And then you're going to take everyone that's already out on your board. You're going to take all the cards in your deck, all the cards that you got that were upgraded over the course of that particular round, and you're going to assign all of them to the different areas of your crew board. So you're basically effectively assigning your entire deck to see if by the end you have the strength required to meet your landing sequence. Now, these cards have quite a high value required, so you really need to be planning ahead for these cards the entire game to make sure that you have the strength needed in each one of your areas in order to complete it. If you do not meet your landing sequence, that means you fail your landing. Everything you've done was for naught. You crash and burn. I'm sorry to say, your ship and all their crew, they do not make it to Reach. But if you did make it, if you did meet the requirements on this card, then you get to go on to in-game scoring and actually score up everything you've done that game. Each landing card is going to give you 5 points just for completing it, and then you'll have 2 categories in which you can score. They're going to want you to do specific things during the game. The exotic landing zone says have 1 lead scientist and complete 2 expeditions, which is a type of mission. If you've managed to do that, you'll get 15 points for your card, plus every mission that you did is going to score you 5 points over the course of the game. So you're going to add all that up and you're going to determine who is the winner. So focusing on this card and trying to do the requirements on this card is going to be great for scoring points, but also just doing as many missions as possible, even if they don't fit what your card is actually asking for. Doing a lot of missions is still going to get you a lot of points at the end of the game. That is an overview of USC Reach. This game is coming to crowdfunding soon, so take a look at the crowdfunding page to see what all the final components are going to look like. Please ask any questions down below. Let me know what you think of this game. And as always, thank you so much for watching us here at MVM, and until we see you again, keep having fun at the table.
Congratulations, you got to the end of one of our videos. Now, if you want more practice, just click on the video over here. It's another video. You might not have seen it yet, so click on it. If you don't want to do that, at least click on the subscription button below. That always helps us. And if you want notifications, please ring that bell.